Welcome to my channel, where we discuss everything and all things politics, economy, and development in Nigeria and around the world. While former media advisor to former President Goodluck Jonathan and one of the communication people of Atiku Abubakar presidential campaign organization, Reno Omokri, was busy looking for a school that was built by Peter Obi from scratch, as if he doesn't know that Anambra is one of the most civilized part of Nigeria. He thought that Anambra is like Zamfara or Sokoto or the educationally disadvantaged part of the country, where education is a novelty. But Anambra that produced Dr. Nnamdi Azikiwe, Chinua Achebe, Chimamanda Ngozi Adichie, and several other supercomputer scientists like Emagwale and co. Anambra does not have schools, so Peter Obi, to show that he supported education, he must build one school from scratch, as if he doesn't know that in Anambra State, like most of the Southeast, several communities built schools on their own, not to talk about the schools that were built all over the place by missionaries. But while Reno Omokri was amusing himself that he had a point by challenging that they should show him the schools that Peter Obi built from scratch. The schools that Peter Obi renovated, put the necessary facilities, and laid the solid foundation for, have continued to win accolades nationally and internationally. And it doesn't go any better than a public school like Christ the King's College, which was also the alma mater of Peter Obi, and something that Peter Obi should be proud of, because I don't know whether Bola Ahmed Tinubu has any alma mater in Nigeria that he could present. Because I remember the last time when he was filling his INEC form, he said he didn't attend primary and secondary school. So what are we talking about? Now, why Reno Omokri? Why I brought her Tinubu was the person he was using to give example that Tinubu built a school, that Peter Obi didn't build any school. But Tinubu does not have alma mater to be proud of in Nigeria, at least. Because when he was filling the form, the secondary school he put when he was going for governor of Lagos State, he now claimed at the university in 2022-23 session in his INEC form that he did not attend primary and secondary school. That is the person Reno Omokri comparing Peter Obi with. But in any case, while Reno Omokri was making a fun of himself, because he was really making fun of himself, he made himself a laughing stock. The world was celebrating Peter Obi's legacy before our very eyes, because Christ the King's College, which is interestingly the alma mater of Peter Obi, former governor of Anambra State and Labour Party presidential candidate in the 2023 presidential election, emerged victorious as the prestigious World Affairs Challenge 2024. The school represented Nigeria in that challenge. They won it for Nigeria. And they couldn't have won that without the foundation that was laid by Peter Obi. Now, CKC Onitsha secured the coveted global first prize position for Nigeria. If not for Peter Obi's reform, CKC could not have been in a position to make Nigeria proud. This is because Anambra education was in a shambles before Peter Obi came in. Mbadinuju, the governor that was there before Peter Obi, destroyed education in Anambra State. For 2 years, people were not even going to school. Teachers were on strike. Not just teachers, there were civil servants on strike. Anambra was a sorry state. That was what Peter Obi inherited. So the idea of even talking about when the schools were in a dilapidated state, Peter Obi began from scratch to reform the sector, rebuild the schools, and then began to do the necessary managerial activities that was necessary, such as funding it well, handing it those of them that were owned by the missionaries back to the missionaries, and dedicated himself to equipping it effectively. That was why Anambra State remains the only state to date that has so many computers in secondary school than any public school in Nigeria. I don't think that any public school in Nigeria can rival Anambra State in accessibility of ICT. A little wonder Anambra is winning awards on ICT, which we're going to look at it also. Now, what CKC Onitsha achieved was a real milestone. It was the first time Nigeria is clinching gold in the championship or the competition that started 32 years ago. The World Affairs Challenge is organized by World Denver Empower. It's organized by World Denver. It empowers high school students to develop innovative solutions for the United Nations Sustainable Development Goals, the SDGs. This year, students tackled critical issues like climate change, poverty, and inequality. Now, these are the names of the students of Anambra State CKC that did Nigeria proud and Africa proud too. The students that participated and represented CKC, and of course Nigeria by extension, and Africa indeed, is Ekufu Ernest, Obonna Somtochukwu, Ume Odinaka, Emmanuel Ume Odinka, Emmanuel Ume Odinka, Ejike Ekene, and Oba Jason. They were led by their coach, John Onuibo, and their presentation impressed the judges with their impactful projects. Wise Tale by Primas, that was the title of the presentation, which captivated the world and the judges. It was a captivating series of digital comic stories addressing environmental degradation, climate change, and substance abuse. Now, CKC Onitsha's journey to bring in victory, not only for Nigeria and Africa, started from Africa, where they emerged the best in the continent before going ahead to represent Africa. That shows you the impact of Peter Obi in the education development in Anambra State. So those who are looking for structures that Peter Obi that built schools that Peter Obi built from scratch. They better go and ask Donald Trump or Biden that to prove that he did well in the education sector. He should show school that he built from scratch in Anambra, in America. They should show them. Because you have to reinvent the wheel to show that you support education. But you ask yourself, where is the legacy of Bola Ahmed Tinubu? How many schools in Lagos have ever won something credible like this for Nigeria? How many from Lagos State? And I challenge you that even if you see anything like that in Lagos, look at the roll call of the names that will represent Lagos. I cannot bet with my bottom dollar that you'll see names from Southeast among those that will represent Lagos, if ever Lagos is to achieve a feat like this. I can tell you that for free. So what is all this noise? But I'm excited about this because this is coming out at the right time to shut Reno Omokri up. And it is not the first time. If you go to Google and search, you will see so many awards that have been won for Nigeria by Anambra schools. And all thanks to Peter Obi. Now, besides King's College, CKC Onitsha, Anambra also won the girls ICT competition at the national level. So you can see from the global to national, Anambra were represented in education. No dispute. If you go and check WAEC result, Anambra is up there in top 10. And you can't find Lagos as consistently as you find Anambra State. That, my friend, tells you a lot of what Peter Obi did. Now, the Anambra State team, girls team, has won the inaugural girls ICT competition in Nigeria. The Anambra State team christened Team Vianney. Team Vianney has emerged winner of the inaugural National Girls in ICT, that's Information Communication Technology competition, organized by the Federal Ministry of Communication, Innovation and Digital Economy. The competition aimed at revolutionizing Nigeria ICT landscape provided a platform for secondary schools girls to exhibit their prowess, creativity, and innovation in various ICT domains. St. John Vianney Science College, Ibariam, in Anambra East local government area, represented Anambra in the competition. So you can see a solid foundation that was laid by Peter Obi. And even Governor Soludo, Professor Chukuma Soludo, who is never shy in showing that he is anti-Peter Obi. Remember, at the run-up to the election, 2023 presidential election, there was no doubt that Soludo was among the Southeast leaders that worked against Peter Obi. He took every opportunity. He wrote long epistles on newspapers. He granted interviews, all geared towards the marketing Peter Obi, challenging Peter Obi, embarrassing himself. And it will take a long time for him to recover from the damage he did to his reputation by what he did in tackling and attacking Peter Obi ahead of that election. But even he himself acknowledged that Peter Obi did marvelously well in education. That was why I keep on saying that Reno Omokri embarrasses himself. The only people who are hailing him are people who don't even know their left from their right when it comes to education and what education requires. Soludo acknowledged the contributions of Peter Obi in lifting education, and he is proud to say that he is building on the foundation laid by Peter Obi. And he said it in October 2023. And that was after the 2023 election has come and gone. He said it. He said, we are continuing with Peter Obi's legacy in education. That is what Soludo told Vanguard. He said it was published in Vanguard on 7th of October 2023. Soludo, that you know. He's never a fan of Peter Obi. In fact, he fancies himself as being in competition with Peter Obi, because perhaps one day he wants to contest for president. So he was among the Southeast leaders that were anti-Peter Obi. But he has to admit, because he can't say otherwise, the people of Anambra, they were witnesses to the fact of what Peter Obi did in education. So he admitted the obvious, that they are building on the legacy of Peter Obi. And he went on to say, Soludo went on to say in that report published in Vanguard of October 7, 2023, I thank Mr. Peter Obi for his numerous legacies in the education sector upon which we are building. That is the real foundation you need. It is not the kind of foundation that Bola Ahmed Tinubu laid in Lagos, that he built school, but is that being reflected in the records of Lagos State going forward? No. The schools that are doing well in Lagos are basically private schools. But look at the schools doing well in Anambra. They are government schools, public schools, not private schools. Not private schools. These are public schools. They are doing fantastically well. And thanks to Peter Obi, who did not only review these schools, provided them with equipment, provided them with school buses, put borehole in all the schools, and did everything necessary, including making his telephone number available to all the head boys of all and head girls of all the schools in Anambra State, that they could call him if there is any school that is lacking any teacher. The head boy can call him. He can call them and ask, how is the situation of maths teacher in your school? Students were calling Peter Obi. Peter Obi was able to know the needs of schools directly from his office, because he was accessible to head boys. So he was not just relying on the bureaucracy of the State Ministry of Education or the principals or the vice principal. He was also reaching out. He had access to the students. It is a model that should be copied. When Reno Omokri was still in when he still knew what he was doing, when he used to praise Peter Obi, he acknowledged what Peter Obi did in education. And look at it, funny enough, after praising Peter Obi, what he had done in education, how he transformed Anambra State, he's coming out in 2024 and be asking, where is the school that Peter Obi started from scratch? But thank God, the records are there, both in the past and in the present, showing indeed that if Nigeria want to move forward in education, they should go and study the Peter Obi blueprint in Anambra State. Thank you for watching this video, and if you're new back to my channel and you have not subscribed to my channel, please subscribe to my channel. Hit the subscription button, hit the notification bell, because when you subscribe to my channel and hit the notification bell, anytime I have a new video, you'll be among the first to know. God bless you.